In this video we're going to use Simpson's rule to solve an exam question. The question is to estimate the integral from 0 to 3 of 4 to the power of x using Simpson's rule with 6 strips. And I think you can see in the top right corner there's Simpson's rule written out. It's a long formula that we really just have to plug numbers into. The first thing to do whenever we have a Simpson's rule question is to work out h. H is the width of each strip. Well, h is given by b minus a over n, where b is sort of the upper limit of our integral and a is the lower limit, so it's 3 minus 0, and n is the number of strips, which is 6. It's worth noting at this point that actually Simpson's rule only works if n is an even number. In this case it's 6, so that's fine. And if we do this, we get h is 0.5. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create a table of x values and y values. So we have 7 ordinates, so 7 values of x. So they go from x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, and x6. So the values of x that I'm going to need. And what are they? Well, x0 is our starting value, so the lower bound of the integral. So x0 is just 0. Then to get x1, all we're going to do is we're going to add h to x0. So 0 plus 0.5 is 0.5. To get x2, we're going to add h again, so add another 0.5, and keep adding our value of h each time. Okay, so they're the values of x. We need to then work out what our yi's are. So our yi's are just our function applied to xi. Well, the function is 4 to the power of x. So to find yi, we just do 4 to the power of xi. So y0 is 4 to the power of x0, which is 0. So y0 is 1. y1 is 4 to the power of x1, so it's 4 to the power of 0.5. The square root of 4 is 2. y2 is 4 to the power of 1, which is 4, and so on. I'm not going to fill in all of these. I think you get y3 will be 8, y4 equals 16, y5 equals 32, and y6 equals 64. Okay, so now we've worked out all our yi's, and we can actually now use our formula and plug all these numbers into the formula. So the integral from 0 to 3 of 4 to the power of x dx is approximately equal to, now our formula says it's 1/3 times h. Well, h is 0.5. Okay, and now we need a big bracket. We know our first bracket is y0 plus yn, so y0 plus y6 in this example, basically our first and last values of y. That's 1 plus 64. Okay, then we're going to have 4 lots of our odd indexed y's, so our y1, y3, y5. So 4 lots of 2 plus 8, that's y3, plus 32, that's y5. And then we're going to have 2 lots of our even indices of y. So 2 lots of my even y's are y2, which is 4, and y4, which is 16. Okay. And that's numbers plugged into our formula. We can work this out now. We get 1/3 times 0.5. Okay, and we get, first bracket is 65. The next bracket multiplied by 4 gives us 168. Next one is 20 times 2 plus 40. Okay, so now we get 1/3 times a half times 65 plus 168 plus 40, and that gives us 45.5, which is our estimate for the integral using Simpson's rule.